Hello guys, welcome to today's PLD. Yeah, so for those who attended yesterday's session, I'm really sorry. The recording I took yesterday, it kinda got lost, so that's why I decided to do this short video. Yeah, yeah. So for those who I told they are going to get a certain video, so here it is. Okay, so this we never did the project research approval part 1. So this is it. This is how it's supposed to be. I'm not going to take you through the tasks themselves because they're really pretty simple. You're just supposed to create a presentation, a Google Doc presentation. You're talking about how the project is going to be. Like, okay, all you need to know about this project is that there's some certain things you need to know about this project. Like, the first thing you're supposed to know about this project is the fact that this project will run for a period of more than 3 weeks. So the people you choose to work with, yeah, so the people you choose to work with for during your project, those are the people you're supposed to work with till the end. Yeah, so please be really careful about the people who you choose. Don't just choose anybody randomly. Yeah, so be really careful about that. Another thing I want to tell you guys is that, yeah, basically all I just want to tell you guys is that for those who are yet to reach this project, so once you're finally here, please be really careful. Don't just accept any invitation without knowing the person. Look for the person, talk to him or her, understand each other, make sure that you guys are good with times when working together, because maybe you are a night owl and then he's a morning is an early bird. So because of things like that, be sure to talk so that you don't encounter any problem. Yeah, so okay, so for this I'm going to take you through how you're supposed to create your presentation, your Google Doc. Yeah, I'm just going to use person 1, 2, 3 as the names. Yeah, so I'm going to use this. Yeah, so this is just a discussion we did yesterday, so I'm just going to use this Google Doc we used yesterday. Yeah, so this is for part 1, and then we'll do a part 2, and then for part 3, yeah, I'm going to just touch on part 3, but then the full lock of it, we are going to get the video during next time. Okay, yeah, so welcome. So during this first time here, for the part 1, you're supposed to create a Google Doc talking about mentioning all these things: team, yeah, the team which you're doing for the project. Personally, like these people here, they decided to work the project as 3 people. So person 1 chose to do front end. Yeah, so they gave the reason to us why he chose to do front end. So also you're supposed to do on that. Person 2 decided to go with backend, and person 3 also backend. Yeah, so it's not compulsory to choose this method. You can also decide to do it all alone. You're the person who's supposed to choose that. Yeah, so after doing that, you write a section for technologies. Yeah, so which technologies are you going to use for the project? Yeah, so you're supposed to know also. So like this person here says they're going to use React.js, and an alternate to React.js, it's going to be Vue.js. Yeah, so please, I'm not saying that this is what it's supposed to be. So you're the one who's supposed to choose the technologies you want. So every React developer has different technology he likes using. So so you're the one who's supposed to choose what you want here. Whether it's Angular, React, Vue, anything works. Anything is just okay. So what about the backend? So for the backend part of it, you also choose the backend technology in which you want to use. So you can use any backend technology you want. So like for these people here, they said they're going to use Node. They're going to use Node.js with Express.js. So they give their own reasons to us why that. That's why they're going to use that. So you should also give your own reasons to why you're using technology. For those who are doing it alone, they know themselves better. So But then personally I think it's good if you decide to do this project with a team, because it's easier and it's pretty fast. Yeah. For another section, you write another section for challenge. So like, okay, I know you want to come up with a certain project, but then what problem are you actually solving? Like for these people here, they decided to come up with a project called Note Share, for sharing notes, gaining knowledge. So this project, from what I got, was that it's going to be it's going to be an app where people, where students, high school students or university students, can go upload notes and then download. So the more you download, the more you're able to also download others. So basically this is just an overview of what the project is all about. About the project, you don't have to use this one, this is just an example. So you choose another type of, so the project you just choose any other project you just want to use. You basically don't have to choose this project. Yeah, so make sure you write a section for challenge, where you'll talk about what challenge you want to solve. Yeah, the target users, the limitation, things like that. So please, because this project is going to be reviewed, even if it's going to be reviewed with a peer, from what I heard, it's also going to be reviewed with the staff. So if it's not accepted, you won't be able to do the project you want. So you just have to do the project that ALX said people who don't have a project should do. So it's good to do this really detailed, so that it can't be denied, or in the end you'll be allowed to do it. So you write a section for risks. So what are the technical risks, so for the during your project? So what types of risks are going to be found in your projects? So you're also supposed to talk about that one. You should also talk about the non-technical risks, so the strategies also. So everything about that, as you can see, I think the document is just here. So maybe if you're going through the video, you can just read it if you really want a deep down on how it's written. But then basically I think it's just really straightforward. So also a session for infrastructure. How are you planning to work on your project? So are you planning on using just GitHub? Are you planning on using GitLab? Things like that. So that's you should also talk about that one. You should also talk about the deployment strategy. So how you're planning to deploy the project once you're done. You're also supposed to talk all about that. You're supposed to also talk about finally existing solutions. Okay, so maybe you're coming up with a project, so for a certain thing. So finally, is there another thing like that being implemented somewhere? If yes, give us a clue. Like for this Not Share, so Google Drive is more like Not Share, where people can collaborate, can share documents with each other. The only difference that with Not Share and this one is that Not Share will only be focusing on students only. Yeah, so you should also talk about that one. But most important thing here during the research and approval part one is basically just an overview. You're supposed to write on what you know. Your team, we want to know, have you planned? Yeah, so basically that's it for part one. So part two, let us let us look for part two. Yeah, so now this is the part two. So this is the research and project approval part two. So this is just my page. So this is my internet page. So personally, I decided to do the project with a team. So we are 3 people. Personally, I'll work as the front end, and then my 2 other teammates will work as the back end. So you're the person you're supposed to choose. And one thing that I really want to mention again is that please be really careful with your team members before starting this project. Be warned that the people you start the project with in part one, those are the people that you have to continue till you finish. So there's no thing like changing a partner. Yeah, so for the people who don't maybe have team projects, who don't have ideas, things like that, ALX is really good. So they give you a project idea. So in case maybe you thought you didn't have a project idea, so there's this option of the maze project here that ALX decided. So you can just use this maze project here, and it's still going to be okay. So the maze project is basically just creating a game in 3D using raycasting. Yeah, but this is using mostly C programming language. You've been given everything here, notes where you're supposed to get all these resources. Yeah, so this one is only for those people who don't have project ideas. But then even if you decide to do the maze project, you still have to do the research and project part 1 and part 2. So I hope that's okay. So I won't touch on this because we already had this video yesterday, so I'm not going to talk a lot about this video. So this is just an overview of what we did yesterday. So after all that, now that's so we already talked about those who don't have a project idea maybe. So once you're done with that, so now if for the research and project part 2, all you have to do is now write an MVP specification. So maybe you're like, okay, what's an MVP specification? Yeah. So basically, an MVP specification, as I think ALX told us about it somewhere here. So it's just a viable product. It has the coffee. It's like basically okay. You can just say this. It's like the final product, but then it's not the final product. So it just gives an overview of how the final product is supposed to look like. So that's how an MVP looks like. Yeah. So also it's about coming up with a Google Doc, and then the Google should satisfy these requirements here. So you just come up an architecture of how your project is supposed to look like. Yeah, and then give a section called APIs where you'll talk about how the APIs will communicate with each other from the front end to the back end. Also come up with another section called data modeling. You come up with another section called data modeling where you talk about how the data model diagram, how the data will be stored in the tables. Yeah. So everything about that. So come up with another section called user stories where so basically I'm sure you want to know what user stories are. So user stories you can just say okay, maybe we'll come to that. Okay, mockups, and then just come up to mockups. So okay, mockups will only apply in situations where the project in which you decide to come up with has user interfaces, so has visuals. Yeah, something like Facebook, things like that. So in case you decide to come up with Facebook, or maybe Instagram, things like that. So because a lot of that will be okay, even if it's going to have a lot of backend, front end is still going to be there with a lot. So we'll need pictures, things like that. So you should also deal with that. So for this case, you can just use a tool called this. We just call balsamic. Yeah. So the good thing with the ALX is that they give us everything, so it's not so hard. So with this tool called balsamic, you just come here, you just sign up. After signing up, so personally I just already have an account, so let me just log in. Already I have an account, so I'll just log in quickly here. So let's give it a minute. So this is really good. So okay, just give it some time. While it's loading, let us start going through how it's supposed to look like. Okay, so so for this architecture I'm just going to use the one we used yesterday. Yeah, so this is for my project, this is for the project is for my project yesterday. Or maybe once you just come here, you just create an account and then start working. So maybe just give it some time. Okay, well, I don't know why it's really loading. So okay, so maybe you can start looking at the second part of it, the part 2. It's really not a lot of work, guys. Yeah, so we started with architecture. So these people started with architecture here, so they put the link to where the architecture is. So the architecture, you're the one who's supposed to decide how that architecture is going to look like. Okay, so for the architecture, So while you start doing this project here, you are going to get these 3 links here. So you, to get a good tool for drawing, coming up with the architecture, just use the list, this second link here. So it's going to take you to a page where you'll get these tools here. So there are a lot of many tools, but then personally I like Lucid Chart. Okay, there's a free premium and there's a free version and a premium version of it. So personally I think it's good, but then there are other options down here. There is Miro also. So there are really other options. There are really many good options. So you're the one who's supposed to choose which one you want to go with. So as you can see, so we're just using Lucid Chat. So with Lucid Chat also you can just start the free trial. So let me log in because I already have an account. But then if you don't have an account, you just come here, start the free trial, and then you'll be signed up. Yeah, it's really cheap. It's really, you don't have to pay anything for the free version, even though it's limited. It's limited with the functionality. It's really good still. Yeah. So let it just let it just log in quickly. Yeah, so just a minute. Just a minute. Let's give it time to load. Yeah, this one is not yet done. Yeah, this is how they look like. So okay, some people were asking me yesterday how this tool actually works. So I'm going to create one diagram here for the homepage, for a homepage, and then you see how that looked like. So let this finish up. As you see, so when you open up Lucid Chat for the first time, you're going to be prompted with some sign up, things like that. So who you are, if you're a student, what are you going to do with Lucid Chat. So it depends on what you're going to do. Personally, while I was signing up, I said that I'm going to use it. I'm an IT student, so I was given templates for IT. But then if you're a business person, maybe you can just give that option still, and then you're going to give a very good thing here. So as you can see, I'm just using the free plan. So you're the one who will choose. So every time you want to start working with the Lucid Chat, so you just come here, press new, and then Lucid Chat. So and then decide whether you want to start with a blank document or template. So but then I think the templates are really good. But then if you don't want the template, you can just use any other thing. So once you can just come here, so you can just choose the template you want from this one here. Yeah, from this given here. So and then after getting your template, just come and then just press open. So let me say maybe I decide to go with this one. So you just press open and then it's going to be open here. So just give it some time. Don't worry about the loading. uh, give it some time, just some few seconds. Give it some seconds. Yeah, so as you can see, so as you can see, so this is now just the template. So you can decide how you want to work with the template. So maybe you can say that start, insert. So it's just really simple, it's not a lot of work here. Yeah, so just work with it here how you want your so if in case maybe now you're coming up with an architecture, so maybe say start here. Yeah, I'm sure you know how to interact with this. So in case anyone maybe is having a problem with this, maybe you can just tell me down in the comment section, and maybe during our next PLD we'll do something on this one. But then personally I think it's really simple, so I won't touch a lot on this. And then another good thing with this one here, I don't want to another good thing with this one here, in case maybe you're working with a partner, you can invite them here so that while you're working they also work, and then you can share it after you're done with your partners maybe. So you can just give the link here. You can invite them here, and then copy the link and then give it to them. If you invite them here, an email will just go to them. If you use the link, so they'll be able to edit this using the link. Yeah, pretty simple. Okay, so I think that's that. So let us just go back to this. So let us, yeah, so let us go here. Okay, this is the part 3. No, we wanted part 2. So as I'm telling you, this is the architecture. So for this for this document that you are using, for this Google document that you're using, so this is how the architecture look like. So they say that the app will start from their phone, yeah, and then the user will use a browser to log in to get to their site, and then using DNS resolution. So everything here will only happen if you're connected to the internet. Without being connected to the internet here, nothing will be able to work here. So whether you're using a phone or a laptop or a computer, you still be able to access the NotShare app. Yeah, so after getting here, this is just a load balancer where it's going to be balancing the user's request depending on how many they come. So if maybe you request for something and the first server is being used, you're going to get your request from the second server. If this one is not in use, you're going to get it from the other one. So basically using a load balance is very good, and the load balance is optimized using HTTPS. So it's set up using HTTPS so that it's insecure, and it's also set up using a firewall. So the architecture, you're the one who's supposed to decide how the architecture is going to look like. I'm not going to talk a lot about this one. Also, in case you want to know about these architectures, we have a video in our YouTube channel called Web Infrastructure, so you can just go there and you'll get everything on that. And then you're going to have another section called APIs. Yeah, so this APIs section here. So in this section called APIs, you're just going to list and describe the APIs and rules that will be that one will create for your web client to communicate to your web server. Yeah, so I think that's really straightforward. So like for these people here, they decided they'll have an API called about, where this API will use a method called get that will be useful for getting the data of the user in the database or from the database. An API called submit, which will upload a document in the database for storage. Post, which updates an existing documents in the database. I think this is really straightforward. So APIs methods for other clients now. So node controller. So I think this is really straightforward. So but then don't worry about the APIs. We are going to have a session, a PLD on APIs, where we will discuss more on that. So for these people here, they're saying they're not going to have any third party APIs. Okay, now coming part to the data modeling part of it. So when you come, okay, sorry about it, it's not this one. So when you so that's done for part 3. So when you come to the section called data modeling, you're supposed to create a data model diagram to clarify how the data will be stored. I hope that's okay. So you're just supposed to create a data model diagram showing how, just a representation of, like, say this is how data will be stored in the database. So when you come, there's a tool called SQL database management. So this is just it, SQL DBM. So as you see, let it open. While it's opening up, so as in case maybe you get here and you don't have a clue, you can just look at this here. So every customer, so like for example a customer table. So the customer is, so every customer will have a customer number, will have a social security number. So this is just an example. As first name, surname, and then all of them will be sharing the we can just say all of them will have an address. So the address, so as usual, the address usually has a street, city, state, country code. So you're also supposed to create this using this tool here. So someone was telling me he doesn't know how to use this tool. So once you just press on the link, or maybe you can just go in your Chrome tab in your browser, and then you can just search it, SQL DBM, and then just sign up. After signing up, just come create project. It's really simple. So after saying just create project, you're going to be pop up with this. You're going to be pop up with this page here, where you're supposed now to create your databases. So after doing that, you suppose, and then after saying create new project, you're going to be pop up with this page. You're going to see this page here, which is saying choose the database type. So which database do you plan to use? So let's say, because a lot of people normally use MySQL, so I'll just say new MySQL. Yeah, so I'll just say new. So going to load. Usually doesn't take a lot of resources, and you can just use it from your own browser. You don't have to install it anyway. So as you can see, so you're going to be pop up with this page here. So after being pop up with this page here, so every time you want to create a new table, you can just come here. This is the table. As you can see, it's saying a table. So take it, or maybe you can just drag it. So once you drag it, place it there, give it the name, maybe say customer table, yeah, and then give it the columns. So every customer will have an say name, maybe will have an age, maybe will have social number, maybe social number, will have customer ID too, and then give them their data type. So what's the data type of the name? So let's say just varchar, because people have different types of names. Age, let's say just an integer. Social number, I think it's just going to be an integer because just a number. Customer ID, it's also going to be a number. Yeah. So okay, after you're done with that, after you're done with one table like that, if you want to add another table, just come here and say add table. So just double click and then drag it and then place it with where you want to place it. So where you place it, you just click and then it's going to pop up. So and then give it a number also. So maybe say maybe bookmark. So bookmark table. So you're also supposed to give it the columns and also the names. I'm not going to touch so much on this one because I think it's just really straightforward. And then once you're done, you can add references, you can add relationships, things like that. It's really simple. It's really simple. So in case you also, yeah, so I think it's really simple. So once you're done, you can add references. Maybe if there's a primary key somewhere here, if this table maybe has something common to this table here, you can just reference them. You can add a relationship to them. Yeah, so in case also there's a problem with that, during our next PLD we'll do more on this one here. So I'm just brushing through this because yesterday the video we took yesterday got spoiled. Yeah, so you just have to forgive me on that one. User stories. So I'm sure you want to know what user stories are. So there are many definitions of user stories, but then in short, user stories are just informal natural language description of a software system. So they're usually written from the perspective of an end users. So like this person here, like these people here, for this document you're using for these people here, they said that they wrote this. So as a student, I want to be able to filter search results by document. Example, this is what a student will maybe want to do when he gets into the app. So you're also supposed to write this, and then finally you're also supposed to write mockups. So I think you've already said what mockups are. So mockups are just basically just a visual representation of how your project is going to look like. If your project is going to be terminal based, you're not supposed to write this one. But then if it's not going to be if it's not going to be terminal based, then you're supposed to have this one. Like for these people here, they put mockup for every part. Like for the landing page, they put another mockup when the person has signed in. When a user has signed in, they put another one when a user searches for a document, and lastly when a user clicks for the profile. So you're also supposed to do that too. So the tools you're supposed to use for this, we use a called balsamic. Yeah, so just come and click on this link here. It's going to be opened here for you. But then I think we had already opened this one, so instead of this one, let us just use this one here. I think it had already opened. So as you can see, so okay, because So let me just do this one. Let me just add a new page. Yeah, so every time you add a new page, so maybe I'm just going to create a home page. So sorry about that. So in case maybe you get this option here, it's hidden, you can just unhidden it by pressing this here, this user library. So this, by pressing this one here, this one will open up. So by pressing also this one here, inspector will open up here. So you should be able to look on that. And then sorry, okay, let me just rename this. Let me say just idea one. Yeah, idea one. Okay, so just press this user controls and then all of this will appear. So for example now, so let's say you're creating a home page, so just come pick it and then drag it here. So maybe say this page here will be for, let's say, for software engineers. So software, or let me just say not share. Yeah, let me just use the same because it's a continuing project, not share. And then the HTTP, so for the URL, so the URL will be HTTP, so not share. So this, let's say this is the landing page, not share slash landing. Yeah, I think www dot, yeah, I think it, let me just say www dot not share slash landing. Yeah, let's say for example that's the landing. Oh, okay, so that's the landing page. So as you can see, it's here. This is in the search bar here, it's showing. So this is basically how your browser will be like. So it's empty. So anything how you are planning on how the homepage to look like, that's what you do here. So you do that by adding all these things here. If so, let's say maybe you want to add a button, or let's say maybe you want to add a link to, yeah. So maybe if you want to add a link, just grab it, place it there. So say a link, so let's say follow us on YouTube. Let me say that, follow us on, yeah, something like that. So as you can see, that link is there. So if you want, if your homepage will be having a link, then place it there. If you want, this is basically just a representation of how your homepage will look like. Maybe if you want your homepage to have text here, so you're going to import that one and then change it. So welcome, 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 or maybe you can just, okay, welcome to not share. Okay, welcome to not, so welcome to not, yeah. So it's going to be there, as you can see. So basically you just add anything you want. In case you want to change the color to this one, you can also be able to change that color. If you want it to be bold, you just press the bold here text, as you can see. If you want it maybe to increase the font size, you can just use that one there. If you want to change the color, just come here, text color, and then change the color. If you want a red color, give it red. If you want another blue color, maybe give it blue. It's really simple. So welcome to not, this one is not a lot of work, not share. So let us, yeah, welcome to not share. So let's say maybe you want a search here, something down here. Okay, so you can just put this search button here. So search for documents, so that's a search, but yeah, a search bar saying search for that button. So and then maybe you want to add a button, so that, so press me to search. So press me to search. So you also place it there, yeah, or maybe you can just place it there. It all depends with you. I'm just doing this quickly so that you can know. If you want maybe a note, you can just a comment, you can just place it there. So learning together. Okay, share, let me just say sharing knowledge. So knowledge sharing, or maybe sharing is caring. Yeah, sharing is caring. I'm not saying this is basically just a presentation, but then I'm sure you can do better than this. Maybe you want to add something else. Let's say what now? Maybe you want to add a checkbox, or maybe say, let's say you want to add what? Let's see something else. You want to add, okay. Let's say maybe you want to add an icon. Yeah, let's say an icon. Let's say you want you add an icon for user for this home use for this here. Yeah, so you can just drag it there. So I don't know why you'll use this one, but then if you double tap it, you can change it. Maybe if you want an icon for Twitter, you can just search Twitter there, and then you're going to get it there. Nowadays it's called X, so you can just use X. So yeah, and you can also change you can also change its size if you want something bigger. So you can also change its size, but okay, you can just place them there so people can follow you on Twitter. Yeah, let's say you want a button for X, so that a person can just click that one when he doesn't want something. You can just place it there at the top too. So every time somebody presses that one, he or she he'll move out. Yeah, yeah. Maybe you can place this one for home, representing home. Yeah, so you can just place it here. You can just place it here. You can just place it there. I think that one will be okay. What else? What else? Okay, okay. Maybe you want to add a picture. Let's say that you want to add a picture here. So if you want to add a picture here, let us just use AI to generate a picture and then put it there. So let us just use designer. I'm using Edge, but then you can use anything here. So let's say hello designer. Um, um, so I'm in need of a picture of a picture of a picture that I can use. Of a picture representing a home button, a home page, presenting a home page, a landing page, a landing page I can use in my presentation. I can use in my presentation. The text should be readable and attracting to the eyes of the users of the users yeah of the users who view of the users who view it so after give it the prompt, I'm sure you can give it a better prompt than this one. So any prompt, so it's going to give you anything you want. So this is just an example. So after giving it that prompt, it's going to give you the types of images. So you're going to look for the image that you want, and then you're going to save it. So just give it a minute. It just usually takes less than 30 seconds to load. Here, as you can see, so this is a picture of the home page. So in case you wanted it to have some text, so you give it, you tell it to. So as you can see, this is just a picture of a graphic picture of a home page. There's this one also. Yeah, there's this one also, and then there's this one also. So you are the one who chooses the one you want. So personally, let me see. Okay, let me just go with this one. Let me just download this one. Okay, let me download it. I think it's done, as you can see. So let me just come here, and then let's say I don't want icons, I want images. So and then I want to upload from the disk, because usually when you download something, it usually saves itself in your own laptop. So and then because I've just downloaded it, I've not saved it anywhere, so it's still going to be in the download in downloads folder. So as you can see, downloads, and then this is the latest one. So I'll just press it and then open, and then it's sweet, and then as you can see, it's finally here. So when if you want to, you just drag it and then place it there. So it's too big, so let me reduce it a little bit. Let me just reduce it. Let me just reduce it. As you can see it, that's how it looks. So you're the one who will choose how you want to format it. I'm not saying you should format it like this. Everybody has his own method of formatting things. So personally, I usually think doing this is better because I can see it. So and then finally come and place it where you want. So if it's there, just place it there. So just like that, and then place it there. Yeah, so you can add anything. Basically all I'm trying to say is that you can make it as appealing as you want. Anything. You can add a printer. If you want this printer logo, you can just place it there. Yeah, you can add just anything, basically just anything. You can add any other icon you want. Let me add one last thing here just to fill this remaining space. So let me just let me see. Yeah, and then yeah, let me say press me to search to yeah, okay to sign up. Let me just do that. Press me to sign up. So as I've told you, you can change the color as you want. Let me just give it a red color. Yeah, so you can just give it any color you want and then place it anywhere. Basically that's what I'm trying to say. After you're done, you can just take a screenshot of it. Yeah, so there's a certain app I usually use. It's called Greenshot. It's really good. Yeah, you can use it for Windows, Mac OS, any. So after installing it, then you get these options here. So it's just going to be in this icon here, and then after pressing it, so you get an option of maybe you can just take the screenshot for a region, for a whole screen, but we're not talking about that. So personally, I usually just come here and then capture the region. So capture maybe that region, and then after doing that, after cutting it there, and then I just copy it to my clipboard. So every time I want to put it somewhere, I just come there. So maybe if I want to put it here, I just come here and then maybe say part let's say let me say maybe this one is E. So and then I just come say, so this is the copied mockup. So and then I just come and paste it there, just Control V, and then as you can see, this is it. This is how it looks. So basically it's really simple. Yeah, so after you're done with that, and then you just place your document there, and then it's going to be reviewed. So it's really simple, just like that. So after that, now coming part 3. So if you get here, part 3 is all about using a Trello board. So a Trello board is basically just a project management tool that you can use to manage your project. If you're working alone or maybe working as a group, so you're the one who's going to choose. So let me see, I think I didn't open Trello, so let me just open it. So Trello is good. You can get, I think you can get it at Play Store. You don't have to use, yeah. So you just sign up. Oh, okay, I didn't want to do that. I already have an account. I just wanted to log in, but I just want to show you how it looks like. Yeah. So basically, you just choose what you want to sign up with, or sign in with. So this is usually the account you usually use. So just come there, and then I think, yeah, so just give it a minute. Usually doesn't take a lot of time. So yeah, please let it load quickly. Yeah, so here it is. So after, so basically when you finally get to part 3, it's not now all you are supposed to do is come up with a Trello board, and then with that Trello board, then you're supposed to make sure that you satisfy this task, like both in part 1 and part 2. Yeah, so come there. So after opening that one, oh, I had opened it before. Okay, I didn't know, I had forgotten. So let me remove this one because I think I had opened it before already. So as you can see, this is how the homepage looks like. So after doing this, so as you can see, I already had one opening up. So you just choose to create, you create one, and then now solve this task. So but then this one should not worry you. I'm still going to do a detailed video on this one during our next PLD, and then you'll see how this one works. So but basically that's what you're supposed to do for this project. There's no coding, there's nothing. This is basically just a preparation. But then most importantly thing I want to tell you guys is make sure you're really serious on your team partners. Before teaming up with someone, make sure you know who the person is and how committed he or she is. Yeah, so thank you, and if you like the video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to your friends. Yeah, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers or 500 subscribers, so please help us grow. Yeah, see you on the next PLD. Thank you.